Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Welcome to Unity in Naperville. It's great to see you here in the sanctuary. It's great to have all of you with us, coming live from cyberspace, live stream and Facebook Live. Thank you for being with us. It's a beautiful day out today. My name is Kathy Fulster. I'll be the service leader today. Our minister, Reverend Kitty Benson, is away this week. Our guest speaker needs no introduction, but I will be introducing her in a few minutes. But first, I have a quick confession to make. I started coming back to church on Easter Sunday when we opened and allowed people to come back in and worship together in our physical space. But I almost didn't come. And I know for a lot of you, this year of lockdown has been so hard. And so now everyone's raring to get out there, get out in public and see people. And for me, it was actually kind of the opposite. I got so used to being at home, working from home in my daytime pajamas, living in my house. My travels were out onto my deck. So the thought of actually having to get up out of my chair and put on clothes, pants with a zipper and shoes and get in my car and be somewhere at a specific time, it was kind of daunting. It just felt like it was going to take so much. And I thought, I've been doing the live stream. I'll just keep doing the live stream. And I thought, no, get in the car, go. So I got in the car, I came here, and I walked into the building, and I started feeling different. And I walked into the sanctuary, and I started feeling uplifted. And then the band played, and then Kitty prayed, and then Kitty spoke, and the band played again. And I tell you, I am not kidding. I felt completely transformed. And I'm not one of those people that comes in and feels the energy and says, oh, I sense some anger here, I sense some love here. And honestly, there are people that are like that, and that's wonderful. That's such a gift. I'm not really one of those people, but I can tell you I felt transformed. And I remembered, that's why I come to church. There is something about this space, something about being here together. It is powerful. And I don't want to diss the live stream. That has been such a blessing. I'm so grateful to our tech team, to our band, to everybody that has kept church going in this year of lockdown. But if you've been here in Unity, you know what I'm talking about. There is a power here. So the reason I'm bringing this up is I just want to say to all of you out there in cyberspace, when you feel comfortable, when you're ready, come back, be with us. We're limiting attendance, but we have room. We have room for you. So come back, be a part of that energy, immerse yourself in that transformative, uplifting spiritual energy. It's a beautiful thing. So that's my confession. And I'm going to be here every week that I can be here. So don't forget to sign up, because I'm going to keep signing up until it gets filled up, and then I have to go back to my once a month time to make room for everyone else. So speaking of power, you know that we always start our services with a powerful song led by our wonderful band, Highest Good. So please stand as you're able. Remember, no singing in the sanctuary. You got to hum with your lips closed.
Oh, sing with your hearts. Will you
sing
do that
with your heart?
Me? Sing with your hearts. And you know what? I can sense the energy when I run into the room. And yeah. I'm sensing a whole lot of love here. How about you? Yeah. A whole lot of love there, too. Everyone join us as we sing. Through me, Spirit move through me, from head to heart to hands. Through me, Spirit move through me, from head to heart to hands. simply let it roll from head to heart to hands. Come on now. Through me, Spirit move through me. From head to heart to hands. That's right, to the motions. Through me, Spirit move through me. From head to heart to hands. Let's keep on doing that chorus. Through me, Spirit move through me. From head to heart to hands. That's it. Through me, Spirit move through me. From head to heart to hands. From head to heart to hands. From head to heart to hands. Yes. Do you feel that Spirit moving through you? Oh. And we allow that beautiful movement. We allow. Let's turn up Kevin's guitar because you want to hear him, right? Here we go. You are beautiful, my sweet, sweet song. You are beautiful, my sweet, sweet song, yeah. You are beautiful, my sweet, sweet song, and I will sing it. You are so good to me. You are so good to me. You heal my broken heart. You are my Father in heaven. You are so good to me. You heal my broken heart. You are my Mother in heaven. You are beautiful, my sweet, sweet song. You are beautiful, my sweet, sweet song, yeah. You are beautiful, my sweet, sweet song, and I will sing it. You rise upon the clouds. You lead me to the truth. You are the Spirit inside me. You rise upon the clouds. You lead me to the truth. You are the Spirit inside me. You are beautiful, my sweet, sweet song. You are beautiful, my sweet, sweet song, yeah. You are beautiful, my sweet, sweet song, and I will sing it. You are my strong melody. You are my dancing rhythm, yeah. You are my perfect ride, and I will sing of you forever. You fill me with your love. You fill me with your light. You are the one that lives through me. You fill me with your love. You fill me with your love. You fill me with your light. You are the one that lives through me. Oh, you are beautiful. You are beautiful, my sweet, sweet song. You are beautiful, my sweet, sweet song, yeah. Oh, you are beautiful, my sweet, sweet song, and I will sing it. Oh, you are beautiful. You are beautiful, my sweet,
Wow. That's what I'm talking about. Thank you, highest good. Please join me in speaking our opening invocation. The words are on the screen. There is only one presence and one power in the universe and in my life, the all-loving goodness of God. Thank you. You may be seated.
That is all there is. That is all there is, the all-loving goodness of God. Let's continue to marinate in that love of God. In this moment, in this place, I remember who I am, letting fear and worry fall away from me. I open my eyes and see there is only love. There is only love. Love that heals, love that sets us free. There is only love. When I lose myself, when it seems I've lost my way, when I go inside, quiet my mind, I can hear His Spirit gently say, there is only love. There is only love. Love that heals, love that sets us free. There is only love. There is only love. There is only love. Love that heals, love that sets us free. There is only love. There is only love. There is only love. There is only love.
Wow. Thank you. There is truly only love. As I mentioned earlier, our guest speaker this week needs no introduction, and yet I am going to introduce her. Our dear friend, Reverend Mary Beth Spear. If you have been coming to Unity in Naperville, you know her. She is not only a member of our congregation, she and her husband, Reverend Michael Spear, have been pillars of the New Thought community for over 20 years. And Reverend Mary Beth is currently serving as the vice president of the Unity in Naperville board. We're very grateful for that. So please join me in welcoming our friend, Reverend Mary Beth Spear.
As a board, we spent so many times looking at the pictures of this over the months, and then to see it come into fruition is really the demonstration we're always talking about in New Thought, that we see it first in form, in an idea, and then it manifests in form as we work toward that through our dreams, our thoughts, our prayers, and our action. So we did it. We did it. Congratulations. And to everyone who had a hand on it, thank you, thank you, thank you. If you have not yet been able to step into the building and see it for real, you're in for a treat. It's beautiful. It's always a real honor for me to speak on behalf of Reverend Kitty when she's away. And right now, I just want everyone to really wrap our hearts around her as she goes into this period where she is working on the celebration of life for her mother, and will be in Peoria for a bit, helping to make that closure and the new beginning of this new experience that she will be going through, loving her mother and carrying on that memory. So please keep our beautiful minister in your hearts and your prayers today and this week. So Michael and I went out and had lunch yesterday outside. I confess that we had big margaritas. It was just fun. I'd forgotten how cool it is to have the salt on the rim and, and have somebody serve me. I mean, that was just getting over the top. And, it's not like we're going back to normal. As I've been told this year, normal is only a setting on your clothes dryer. There is no normal. There is only what we're emerging into. And what I want to talk about today, I always tell you, I'm going to tell you the lesson that I'm living within myself. So I'm just going to take you along for the ride of what I've been going through. And I don't know about the rest of you, but truly, I have no idea how I would have gotten through all this without my faith. I don't know how I would have gotten through this with the aplomb that I did and being on my 2 feet and still having a sense of humor without Unity in Naperville and without my spiritual community. And I've got a large community all over the country, as many of you do too. And this is my home base. And I have to say, we have made it through with dignity, with humor, with talent. Oh my God, our talent is just incredible. And just so much support and sharing and love. So faith is everything. And we all have enough faith. It's just what we have faith in. And the thing I want to talk about today is having faith in God. And I want to know peace. I don't know about the rest of you. I'm seeking some peace. It's been a rather unpeaceful year for me. And I realize that I cannot always change circumstances, nor can you. But I do know one thing, that what I am taught and what I'm fed in New Thought Ancient Wisdom is that I can change my mind and my relationship to the circumstances. And how I think about what I think about is everything. So here we don't teach you what to think. We work on how to think about what we think about and have it be more constructive. And I love the fact that Reverend Kitty spent a month talking about words, because I'm very much into words. Etymology, which is not the study of bugs, it's the study of words. And so I love studying words, I love studying origins of words, I love studying types of words. One of the words that or the types of words I love are onomatopoeias. It's a fun word, say it, onomatopoeia. And onomatopoeias are those words like meow, or screech, or chirp, or another one that was made very famous by our founder, Charles Fillmore, is the word sizzle. And he made a statement when he was in his 90s. He said, "I fairly sizzle with zeal and enthusiasm and spring forth with a mighty leap to do that which ought to be done by me." Actually said with a mighty faith. And don't you think it's about time we start to sizzle? Are you ready to do some sizzling here? So here's another word, another one of those types of words that I'm going to talk about today. It's called homophones. And homophones are words that sound the same, but they're spelled differently, and they're pronounced the same, but they're spelled differently, and they mean different things, like the word new, for brand new, or I, wait, or wait. I don't want to talk about wait. But here's the thing. What I have realized over the last year is there are two homophones that are the difference in my life and your life between heaven and hell. And they are, no God, no peace. No God, no peace. And I think we can all feel that, can't we? I had a friend who I got to know. He was from South America. He lived in a tiny little village, an older guy. He lived in a tiny village in around Santiago, Chile, outside of the outskirts. And it was a little village, and they didn't even have electricity in this village when Jaime was growing up. And he actually had a relative who went to the big city and came home, and this is a true story. He came home all excited because he brought them an electric lamp. And I think about that and I laugh, but I think, isn't that what we've got when we don't know how to plug into Source? When we are feeling that sense of separation, that sense of the hole in the soul, that sense of, oh my God, this is awful, we don't know what to do with that. We don't know how to find that peace of God. So one thing I realized as I was on my own quest to know God, not know God, was to realize that it's really the power to name. And words are the power to name. And last week, Kitty reminded us about the beginning of the book of John. She said, in the beginning was the Word. Remember this? And the Word was with God, and the Word was God. And everything comes into being through the Word. So today I was thinking about that, the words, and how we name things. And the dictionary definition of the word name is a word or set of words by which a person, animal, place, or thing is known, addressed, or referred to. So, in the Bible too, it said that God gave us the ability to name everything. God gave man the ability to name everything that had been made. So what's in a name? Well, we actually do in Unity and in New Thought, when babies are born, we don't usually christen them. We assign a nature. We do naming ceremonies, and we actually find the meaning, the deeper meaning of the words, the names that we have given to the children, and then we incorporate that into their ceremonies so that they can know what nature they have been ascribed by the family. And you notice along the way, a lot of times we change names. In the Bible, there was a lot of name changing that went on. One of the most typical ones, the one that was most famous, I think, was when Saul, who was the persecutor of Jesus and the Christian community, was on the road to Damascus, and he had an epiphany. And when he had that epiphany, suddenly his name was Paul, and you can get into the Bible dictionary and find out the metaphysical meaning of that. But instead of being a persecutor, he became a proponent of spreading the word, the God's spell. And we go through a lot of name changing too. But one thing I will say about names is it isn't just about proper names that I'm talking about today. I'm saying how we name conditions and circumstances in our relationship to them. So I gave some thought to this about the fact that names and the way we think about what we think about and the words we say, not only out of our mouths, but within ourselves, whether they're out loud or internal, have a vibration. Everything is vibratory in this divine matrix of ours. And what vibration does is it brings things into being from the invisible into the visible, and it's said it's done with mathematical accuracy. So what I name something is how I now ascribe its relationship to me and what it's going to be to me. So I thought about that, and I'd ask you all, what kind of vibration do you feel when I say to you, you have a problem? How are we sizzling? Or are we vibrating? But think about how often when something happens, we go, oh, this is bad. Oh, this is a problem. Now, when I begin initiating an idea that something is a problem, a couple of things are going on here, and this is the geeky part. Because at a scientific level, I am now having it vibrate to me at a level of an experience that I may not want to have. And through the law of attraction, I may just attract that which I don't choose to have. You know, if you want to think about it just in terms of computer work for any of you techies, think about how often you really go to your computer, sit down at your terminal, and type in what exactly you don't want and hit go. The thing about it is you'll get what you didn't want, because it doesn't hear no. It only hears your fascination in it. So that's initially the thing I was thinking about. How do I know God? Well, here's what God said in the beginning. Every single thing it said in the mythology of Genesis, every single thing that God created, there was something he did at the end of it. He named it what? He named it good. And at the sixth day, he named it very good. So, you know, when you stand in the face of something that is really an adversity, and we surely have done that through this past year. I've lived through this with some of you more deeply than others. I know there have been extraordinary challenges and what we could perceive as problems, and devastating problems and challenges. And there have been high points, of course. There's been beauty out of all of this too. But it's been a rocky road. And that's where we put on that faith girdle, if you want, where we cinch in and we really go back to, what is God? God is good. That's what we're told. And the word good here does not mean judgment. It doesn't mean like good and bad. It's not like this or that. The nature of absolute good is synonymous with God. So that's why no God, no peace. No God. Now we can know peace, because now we know where to plug in that light bulb. We know what to do with it. We plug into our source. We remember, as Kim Char often sings, that wonderful song, you know, we're not just a drop in the ocean, we're all the ocean in a drop. And all the qualities and the aspects and the verities of spirit are really true about you and me. And when we name something good, what do you think the vibration of the word good is? It's going to be at such a different level than the word problem. You know, they say you can't solve a problem at the level of the problem. You have to ascend above it. And I think in order to do that, we really have to be able to redefine these things and really begin to stand in the face of it. And one of the most amazing, wonderful people in our genealogy of New Thought, Emma Curtis Hopkins, stood there and had a high invocation where she would say, this too is good. This too is God. This too is for me, and I demand to see the blessing in it. Whoa, what an attitude is that? And when you think about that, though, this too is good, this too is God. This is declaring the truth. This is a high invocation truth. You may not know that yet because you're still at the level of the problem. But then we unify to it. We say, this too is for me. And okay, now I demand to see the blessing in it. And the demand we put on law is no more blasphemous than the demand I put on electricity or the demand when I hit go on my computer. We're putting a demand on law when we drop a plate. We didn't mean to. We wish we had those 2 seconds back. But we can sure trust the law is working. And we can trust that the law of good is working in our lives. We can have and cultivate faith in the law of good as the doer in our lives, D-O-E-R. So we're the ones who choose, initiate, and direct the intention of spirit to tell it which way we want to go with it. And if my aspiration is to know good in something, I have to begin to proclaim it. And you know, here's one of the words I use a lot when I'm baby stepping into knowing something because I'm not there yet. And I know there's many of us that aren't quite there yet. And I will own that I am sometimes in that zone of not sure where my faith is lying here. So I will use the word willing. I'll say I am willing to know. I am willing to know that this too is good. I am willing to know that this too is God. I'm willing to know that this too is for me. I guess it must be because it's in my life. So I'm willing. I'm willing to demand to see the blessing in it because that's what I've been taught. I believe that in my heart, and I've seen it prove out. I'll tell you a story about this too is good and this too is God. I'll tell you two stories. Let me tell you the first one, Chinese parable, which many of you have heard the Chinese parable about the Chinese farmer who has a horse, and the horse ran away. And the neighbor says, oh, that's bad news. And he said, well, good news, bad news, who can say? And then the horse came back, and it brought a stallion. And so this was good news. Well, good news, bad news, we shall say. And then his son, his precious son, goes to try to break the horse and to domesticate it, and it bucks him off and throws him on the ground. Oh, this is bad news. Good news, bad news. Who can say? And so in about a week, the emperor's men come through the village looking for every able-bodied young man they can bring in to conscript to take to war. Well, his son can't go. He's got a broken leg. This is good news. Good news, bad news, we shall see. My parents had a good news, bad news story like that. When they were living in a beautiful little tranquil area, rural area up in Northern California with beautiful mountains around there, they lived in Witter Springs in Bachelor Valley. Isn't that cool? And it was even one of those little roads where when they first moved in, they literally had the combined post office and general store. It was so cute. And they had one of those beautiful old barns because their house was about 100 years old. And they were on several acres of walnut ranch. And they moved in and they were harvesting the walnuts. My mom's getting older in years now, but she's out there harvesting the walnuts in the barn, doing the thing. And one night, they woke up and something seemed really weird, and they went around the other side of the house, and the barn was completely engulfed in fire. Now, what they had just done inadvertently is they had moved like the boat and the tractor and their motor home and all these things up close to the barn or in it, they kind of for protection. So there they stood that night watching the entire barn, this beautiful barn, this barn that was so pretty that they'd actually used it once upon a time for a John Denver Christmas special. Their barn is burning. And as it turned out, what had happened was old electricity had shorted out and the barn had burned to the ground. Oh, this is bad news. Good news, bad news, we shall see. Well, in came the insurance. Well, they couldn't really replace all that harvesting equipment that they had, but they were able to get it compensated for in their work. They were able to replace the motor home. They were able to build a beautiful barn that also now incorporated a wonderful workshop for my father-in-law. And they retired from the nut harvesting business and processing, and they just became like the land barons and actually had people come in and do it for them. So good news, bad news, we shall see, but it sure didn't look good then. So that's where I'm going to, is it's really important that we name things good. And another thing Michael and I have been working on is some of the other ways that we can name things is to change the way we do it. One of the ones that we have learned lately is instead of going, oh, we have a problem, and we've had several weird incidents over the past few weeks. We weren't here on Easter Sunday because our dog got ill. We weren't here another time because of something else. We've had some really interesting challenges having to do with work, having to do with health, having to do with family, you guys know what I mean. Y'all have that. And anyway, one of my friends this week suggested that she thinks of things as a plot twist. We have had so much fun with that. Think about that when you say, not we have a problem, honey, we got a problem. We go, hey, we've got a plot twist. It's about energy. It's about joy. It's about realizing that in the end, where we suffer, the suffering comes from not knowing that it's all good because it's all God. God and all those interesting disguises. And so for us to be able to align with and realize that we are one with that, we are one with Source, and we are made in the image and likeness of that Source because we can name. We are given the authority and the dominion to name. And while it isn't always easy, and it's certainly not conventional, if you go out on the street and start telling people everything's wonderful and great, they may not believe you, but they don't know what you know. They don't know that what you're talking is an ascension consciousness of speaking truth, of really knowing this too is good, because this too is God. This too is for me. I know it is because it's in my life. And I can fight it. But if I really let go and just say, you know what? This is a plot twist. I can't wait to see what happens. Because that's really, we're in the play of life upon itself. Every one of us having two things, hero heart and a monkey mind, you know? And as I understand it, we're never going to let go of both. So we learn to corral the monkey and let the hero heart shine forth. And to really then have that sense of knowing that we are the choosers, the initiators, and the directors of the train of causation, and it's for us to choose in what direction we want the train to go. We may not know where we're going to end up, but we do know that if we get on that train from the standpoint of this too is good and this too is God, we're on the God train. We'll go anywhere God's going. So I want to end off by saying, Michael Beckwith is the minister of the large Agape Church in California, and a statement that he made really resonated with me. He said, when you're thinking about circumstances that are really tough, might be a health issue, could be a job issue or a prosperity issue or a creative expression issue or a relationship issue, whatever that issue is. He made the statement, he said, if this circumstance were to last, what quality would have to emerge from me to have peace of mind? What quality would have to emerge from me to have peace of mind? You know, when I heard that, it's kind of, well, maybe that's the reason it's in my way, so that I can emerge from that. Because my definition of grace is the energy of spirit that's moving in and through me to strengthen and improve me. And I got news for you. I haven't been able to find something that would fall outside of grace when I put that one on. So it's a different way to look at it, but it truly is all about knowing how to work with energy, how to work with the vibration of something more ascended than the problem, and to be really willing to know that wherever we stand is holy ground, holy, holy. So from this perspective, it's all good because it's all God. So, show our last slide. We get to choose because we have will, and we can will to know God, and we can will to not know God. And whichever way we go, we have dominion. And that, by the way, is the good news. And so it is. So I'd like to take this into prayer. I read these words this morning when I first woke up, and I knew I wanted to bring them here and share them with all of us. You are purely, completely, totally, absolutely, thoroughly, fully, entirely, utterly, and unconditionally holy. This means you are totally divine. You are sacred. Allow your numinous expression to rise for all the world to see. no matter what the world attempts to tell you about yourself. The world can never take away your divinity. This is something you wholly are now. It's not something you earn. The life that creates and sustains everything truly is your life and my life now. Beloved presence, how good it is to know that we are one with one. One unity that expresses in unique and infinite variety the qualities of God: life, love, light, power, peace, beauty, joy, wisdom, harmony. Each one of us can feel those qualities because they are us. Each and every one of us is an individualization of the one source mind. Each one of us truly is evidence of a loving God. How grateful we are to come together one by one through the doors, or on the television, or the Zoom, or by phone, to reconnect and to remind ourselves of our holy holiness, to remember how to know God, to realize that we are not bound by appearances, and when we are not bound by appearances, surely they move for us. They move sometimes in the most remarkable ways. When we name them good, miracles can happen simply because we change our mind. How grateful we are to know this. To know that one of the paths that we can follow this week, our soul assignment, is to know God and know peace. As we know that we can name all things good, just as the one source has already done. And included in that holy goodness is each and every one of us. We're so grateful for the law of mind that accepts the impress of these words on behalf of all of us here and initiates magnificent demonstrations for us all. So I close by setting the intention for us all to have an extraordinary week, and may all our plot changes be pure wonder. Thank you, God, and so it is.
Thank you. Thank you, Reverend Mary Beth. It was beautiful. Truly, we are sustained. We are transformed. We know peace when we know God. And we have come to the time in our service when we share in our tithes and our love offerings. And on behalf of Unity in Naperville, I do want to thank you for your support as we sustain and we grow our thriving, transformative spiritual community. So please join me in blessing our offering. The words are on the screen. Together. Divine love, through me, blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive, and I am grateful. Thank you. Before I go, I'm so sorry. Before I go, I do want to remind you, if you are on the live stream or Facebook Live, there is a donation button. We're happy to receive your donation that way. In the sanctuary, our ushers will be coming through with the basket. You don't need to touch it, but you're welcome to put your donation in it. You're also welcome to send us a check. We'll be happy to receive that. The address is on the screen, Unity in Naperville, P.O. Box 9733, Naperville, Illinois, 60567. Thank you.
I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed.
Thank you. So let's have some announcements. If you're joining us for the first time, I don't see anyone here joining us for the first. Oh, yes, welcome. Welcome. We're happy to have you. If you're joining us for the first time in cyberspace, we're thrilled to have you with us. Unity in Naperville, I hope you can tell, is just such a loving, supportive, uplifting, transformative community. We're thrilled to have you. If you have any questions or you do want to receive weekly updates, every Tuesday we send out an email. You can sign up for that at unityinnaperville.org, or you can email admin@unityinnaperville.org. So let's talk about what's going on this week. There's always something going on here. Every Tuesday and Thursday at noon, get ready for it. Lunch together online. This has been going on for a year, if you can believe it. Every Tuesday and Thursday, come together, bring your lunch, don't bring your lunch, stay for 5 minutes, stay for an hour, stay and chat, just say hello, go back to work, whatever you need to do. It is a fantastic way to connect. So you will go to unitycommunityconnect.com and then select the Lunch Together Online channel. Simple as that.
It's so much fun.
And it's so much fun. Also, Courageous Writers has been going throughout the pandemic, if you can believe it. Woohoo! They will be meeting this Saturday, 10 a.m. That's May 8th. So, as I said last week, you don't have to feel like you're an accomplished writer. If you can put words on paper, if you can type words into a keyboard, join them. It's a lot of fun. Tomorrow is the deadline to help with our Mother's Day service. You'll record a short video of a lesson you learned from your mom. We'll share it next Sunday at our Mother's Day service. All you need is a few sentences. And Kim Char will record you via Zoom tomorrow between 7 and 8, or you can upload your own video. So what you'll do, if you need instructions, is you go to unityinnaperville.org. You should know that website by now. .com. Nope.
Oh, no.
.org. Yeah, .org. .org. Please plan to join us at our annual congregational meeting on Sunday, May 23rd at noon. We will meet in person, or you can join us through Zoom. Watch the e-news or see our website for access information for that meeting. Also, voting ballots will be mailed to members this week. So if you don't plan to attend the meeting in person, your ballot will need to be received by mail no later than Saturday, May 22nd. So plan ahead for that. Your board has a lot of important information to share, so please save the date, and if you have any questions, contact admin@unityinnaperville.org. Org. If you're interested in becoming a member of Unity, please plan to join us for our semi-annual membership class with Reverend Kitty on Zoom, Saturday, May 18th, starting at 9:30 a.m. Learn more about our past, our future, and I would say also our present, our teachings, and what's involved in membership. You do not have to join to attend the class. Pre-registration is required, though, so plan ahead, and please email Rev Kitty at unityinnaperville.org. And as a reminder, one-on-one prayer support is available after today's service. Just email your name and phone number to prayer@unityinnaperville.org, and a prayer chaplain will call you by 1 p.m. And please put prayer or POC in the subject line. And for more information, you can see our events calendar at unityinnaperville.org for all the great things always going on at Unity. And today is the first Sunday of the month, so we want to sing happy birthday to these fabulous people. Sue with her babies, Karen, Joan, Jeff, and Cindy. Cindy, I want to just pinch your little cheek. So, if you're here, where's Liz? Oh, I'm sorry, I missed Liz Allroth, Tony Pignato, and Paul Newman. We want photos, but we'll gaze in your faces and smile at you instead. So, if you feel like standing up to be serenaded, please do. Birthday babies.
All right. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear friends. Happy birthday to you.
I want to stay. Please, can I move in? I know I say this every week. Can I please move in? So before we go, let's have one more song to just sing us out in a beautiful way. So please stand as you're able. Thank you, highest good.
This is a song written by our friend Bob Simon. May you be well, may you be happy, may you be peaceful, and may you be loved. May you be well, may you be happy, may you be peaceful, and may you be loved. Let's keep on singing that.
May you be well. May you be happy. May you be peaceful. And may you be loved.
May you be well, may you be happy, may you be peaceful, and may you be loved. To all of my relations, I bow to you. We are all related. A common thread runs right through, and we can sing this simple song for the ones in pain. We sing for the suffering. May these words melt their pain away. Oh, may you be well.
May you be happy. May you be peaceful and may you
Oh, send it out to the world.
May you be well,
That's right.
may you be happy, may you be peaceful, and may you be loved, may you be well, may you be happy, may you be peaceful, and may you be loved.
Thank you, Kim Char. Thank you, Highest Good. Wow. Love that song. I do want to let you all know we will not be having our Zoom chat today. It's a glorious day, and so we want to give you plenty of time to get out there in the sun or come over to my house and haul mulch, you know, whatever you feel like. So please, please, please join me in speaking our closing affirmation. The words are on the screen together. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. Blessings. Have a wonderful week. Thank you, everybody.